Hi. Thank you so much for having me today. I'm really excited to be here and honestly really grateful for the opportunity to talk about something that feels very real and very personal to me. Today's conversation isn't about productivity hacks or how to squeeze more out of your day, although I know that is what we all feel like we need. It's about how we build a successful real estate career while also not losing our health, those we love, and ourselves in the process. So, for those of you that don't know me, I'm a realtor, I'm a team leader, a business owner, a wife, a mom to a 3-year-old daughter. And on top of that, I own a house, another commercial office studio space. I'm constantly renovating or working on design projects in these spaces. I make sure to be there for my family, friends as much as possible, travel, and try to take care of my health as well. And like many of you, I wear a lot of hats, sometimes all in the same hour. So throughout my career, I always thought the answer to my goal of success was just to push harder, work more, be available more, say yes more. And that is exactly what I did and have been doing. I said yes to everyone else except for myself. And trust me, it is way easier to say yes, especially to clients, than it is to say no. The yes version of success works until it doesn't. So today isn't about having everything figured out. It's as I definitely don't. This is about what's worked for me, what hasn't, what I've had to rework, and what I'm still actively learning. If you're here feeling tired, stretched thin, or quietly wondering how long you can keep going at this pace, you're not alone. And you're exactly who this talk is for. So, the reality of real estate burnout. Real estate is an incredible career. It gives us flexibility, uncapped income potential, autonomy, and impact. But it's also one of the easiest careers to burn out in, because we work in an industry that rewards being constantly available, glorifies hustle and overworking, makes real estate feel like laziness, and ties our income directly to our energy and emotional output. That combination is dangerous if we're not intentional. Burnout doesn't happen because you're weak. It doesn't happen because you're not disciplined enough. It happens because you care deeply. Most agents who burn out are ones who answer every message, over deliver for clients and need their validation, put everyone else first, and take pride in being the reliable one. For years, I believed success meant saying yes to everything, every call, every text, every late night showing, every just one quick thing. And for a while, that worked. My business grew, my reputation grew. I have repeat clients who expect the same energy and attentiveness from me. But my energy slowly disappeared. I started developing feelings of resentment when they called me, got power back from ignoring others. I put myself and my health at the bottom and was constantly tired and not spending time on growing myself as a person and my health or in my knowledge. I became overly anxious, angry, irritated, stressed when trying to spend time with family, friends, my partner, and daughter. Because here's the truth: if your business only works when you're exhausted, it's not sustainable. And eventually, something else gives: your health, your relationships, and your love for the career. Burnout doesn't just show up at once, it creeps in quietly. You're still productive, but you're depleted. You're still successful, but you're resentful. You're still showing up, but you're running up on empty. So, what you need to do is redefine success. Before anything else, you need a mindset shift, one that I've made, especially after becoming a mom and having even more responsibilities financially and to others in business. Redefining what success actually looks like. So, success used to mean to me volume, growth at all costs, always being reachable, and always being on. And those things aren't bad, but they're only one measure of success. Now, success also looks like having energy at the day, being present with my daughter instead of mentally replaying emails or doom scrolling on social media for creative ideas, choosing healthy stress relief habits versus non healthy ones, protecting my mental health and being physically active, still loving my career, not just tolerating it. Success is seasonal, and that's something we don't talk enough about in real estate. That version of success that made sense in your 20s might not fit in your life in your 30s or later. What worked before kids might not work after. What worked when you were solo might not work when you're leading a team. And this is exactly what happened to me. Life before children was easier. I was over busy and hustling. I said yes to every client and social thing. I was exhausted and overexerting myself, but I still got to have the final say. Now it's different. My responsibilities have grown in astronomical ways, and I recognize the need for routine even more. For instance, my husband and I swap our pickup and drop off and put to bed based on our schedules and to make it even as possible. Since we are both entrepreneurs, it's but in very different industries, we do what makes sense for us. So yesterday, because I had showings in the evening, I got her ready in the morning and dropped her off at daycare. Then my husband picked her up and took care of her at night. I got home from showings at 8:45 p.m., ate and played with her for a bit, then got her ready to put her to bed. It took me about 1.5 hours to put her to bed because she refused and would cry whenever I left. It's frustrating. Trust me, I was frustrated. But on top of that, I had more work to do. We had to clean and do laundry and was tired. Before I would allow myself to get so annoyed and stressed for the inconvenience that it was causing me, I knew what I needed to, because I knew what I needed to get done without allowing myself to enjoy these little moments. Knowing that those other things and people can wait because she needs me and this will not last forever. So I'm trying to be more intentional with my feelings, my thoughts, and my actions. Live in the present moment and know that I can't get everything done and I won't please anyone. It's impossible to, and the world won't end if I do, and that's okay. You're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to change the rules. You don't have to build your business the same way forever just because it once worked for you. Redefining success isn't quitting, it's choosing longevity and a life that you love living, not just working and slowly killing yourself for. So, boundaries that actually work. When your strength becomes the thing that you have to rework. I want to be really honest here because I know many of you will relate. Communication and availability have always been one of my biggest strengths as a realtor. My clients know that I care, they know that I show up, they know I respond, sometimes at very weird hours. That helped me build trust, it helped me grow my business, and it helped me stand out. But here's what I've learned. The thing that helps you grow in one season cannot be the thing that you need to refine in the next. What once felt like great service slowly became pressure, and pressure eventually learns and turns into resentment, even when you love your clients. So you need to reframe your availability. Creating boundaries doesn't mean that I care less. It means that I care enough to show up intentionally. Availability doesn't mean that it has to be instant. It can mean reliable, consistent, thoughtful, and predictable. I'm not changing who I am, I'm refining in the way that I work. And that distinction matters. Giving yourself permission to change the rules. There's this fear in real estate that if you change how you operate, you'll lose your business, that clients will think you're less committed, and that success requires suffering. And I let that fear overrule me and my other commitments. And I made those that I love into myself. But here's what I found. Your best clients grow with you. It's okay to say, this worked for me then, and I'm adjusting now. That's not being inconsistent, that's growth. And by creating those boundaries with others and upholding your commitments to yourself, that energy will bring you the type of clients who do respect boundaries and will respect you. Trust in this. The energy that you give out is what you will receive. I think that's a really, really important message. And I do actually feel that working for me. And I'm going to continue on that path. Clients don't need 24/7 access, they need clarity and consistency. Boundaries don't weaken your business, they protect it. So some things that I'm actively working on are pausing before responding late at night on vacations and special occasions unless it's urgent, using an AI tool for emails and for meetings. It will automatically draft my replies and categorize them. Also using this for calendar meetings and Zoom recording summaries, I think is really helpful. It does save time. Yeah, so I use Fixer as one, but there are plenty of others. Setting auto text replies when busy that I will call them back or text me if it's urgent. Creating a sustainable routine that includes a fitness routine in the morning, before work, or at night after work. I go to Altea, so they have a childcare program, so I will book my daughter in if it's in the evening. or on the weekends. And then that way she can play with other people and I can get an hour workout in, which is nice. And now sometimes my husband and I are even going together too, which we were not doing for years. And then I'm also making appointments with myself to do on a regular basis and keeping that as a priority. I'm tracking my health and vitals on my Oura Ring to manage my stress and overall health, tracking my sleep habits and the sleep debt that I've been gaining sometimes from not sleeping enough. So that's really interesting to watch. And my stress levels, it tracks hormones, it tracks everything. So it's really, really being considered a useful tool for me. I'm setting expectations early and giving clients or colleagues realistic timelines that I will get back to them by, prioritizing family needs, work needs, and my needs in the order that I see fit based on a day-by-day basis, and obviously in terms of urgency. Making sure my Google Calendar is coordinated with my appointments and color-coded for the categories of these appointments. Using a handwritten journal to make and track goals, manifestations, track habits and ideas. Before bed, write in a journal, create art, using calming rituals before bed, practicing mindfulness instead of being just on my phone or watching TV or over obsessing about work, organizing weekly meetings for updates with my team on marketing, our studio, team members, and administrative needs, implementing and learning the ability to properly delegate tasks to administrative client coordinators. Delegation has always been one of my weakest points, and I think that's an important tool and skill that you need to continuously develop. Learn how to work on your business, not just in your business, is really important, especially if you plan on growing on a team and having a team. Practice implementing and tracking new plans weekly, monthly, and quarterly instead of trying to do everything all at once. I started putting healthy food at a forefront in my daily routine to save time and money since I don't like cooking and to prevent unhealthy, expensive takeout orders. So I have made pre-made, I have now bought into a pre-made healthy protein-rich foods that are delivered on a weekly basis, which I get from Meal Prep Ottawa. Love it. So now wellness as a business tool. So for a long time, I treated wellness like a reward, something I'd focus on once things slowed down. But real estate does not slow you down unless you decide it will. Wellness isn't a luxury, it's a business strategy. That doesn't mean perfection, it means being realistic and intentional. So that looks like prioritizing sleep when possible, moving your body in ways that fit your season, protecting your mental health, saying no without guilt. Your nervous system is a part of your business. When you're regulated, you communicate better, make clear decisions, handle stress more effectively, lead more calmly, and your health is optimized. Burned out leaders don't build sustainable businesses. Supported ones do. For instance, in December 2022, we had our first baby via C-section. I didn't take any time off work. We lived in Gatineau and our family lived in the West End. My parents were gone from January until April, and I severely underestimated the amount of work and attention a baby requires. I was having many breakdowns, and I put myself at the very, very bottom of the list. I felt unmotivated and unhappy with myself and just focused on business and what I could do more outwardly instead of inwardly. I lost mental clarity and I was fighting all the time with my partner because we were both so stressed. I needed help, clearly. When my parents were back, I told them I needed their help with babysitting during the day so I could at least get some work done. I would drive from Gatineau to Manotick 4 times some days, plus driving for showings and to the office that we were at in Preston. I was exhausted, constantly looking for extra help, but continuously making myself busier at the same time. I ended up hiring a part-time nanny. I hired a part-time assistant. Then we sold our house and moved closer to our family in a more central area in Nepean in 2024, mid 2024, which really, really helped, thank God. Since then, we have been renovating our entire house. I changed brokerages. I started a team. I bought a commercial office, renovated that, and then started another business, our studio. So extremely busy to say the least. All of this over the last few years had caused a lot of extra stress, as you can imagine, and I started developing weird issues that I continue to ignore digestive, ringing in my ears, horrible brain fog, dizziness, any energy crashes midday. I ended up taking some health tests from a naturopath that took a deep dive into everything and came to learn that my estrogen and cortisol were abnormally high. I had really bad gut health. I wasn't getting enough protein, and I had a really weak immune system. So I knew I had to make some changes or I could make myself more ill and needed my energy back. So I started implementing this meal plan. I actually started eating meat again after an 11-year hiatus. I was only a pescatarian. So relearning what proper food I think was really, really important for me, and I think is important for everybody. Obviously, what you put in your body is a huge detriment of to how you feel. I now make sure to have protein as soon as I wake up so I don't have crashes. I started cutting out gluten and less alcohol, focus on getting more sleep and tracking my vitals, making sure to keep on my fitness every week. And I'm not trying to overrush and pack everything in a single day like I have done most of my life, and give myself some breaks in between things. But everyone is different, so whatever works for you might not work for me. But it's important to check in with yourself and know when something is not right and make that a priority to find the root cause and how you can make that better because your health, again, is super, super important. So being a present parent without losing yourself. So working parents live with a lot of guilt. Guilt for working, guilt for not working, guilt for being on your phone, guilt for wanting more. What I remind myself is this: I want my daughter to see a mom who loves what she does and also knows when to put the phone down. I also want a healthy, happy, and long-term relationship with my partner and, of course, ourselves. So if you want to actually be happy, we need to give time and respect back to ourselves. For instance, I just got back from a 5-day vacation with my husband without our daughter, believe it or not. This was our first time being away together for more than 2 nights and outside of Canada. We did not make this decision lightly and went back and forth on if we should or not. And we're not sure if his parents would even watch her for that long. My parents are away again. They always go away every winter. So didn't know if they would even say yes, but they did. So we went. And I'm so, so happy that we did. We had the perfect balance of alone time, just the two of us to reconnect, and then time spent with friends that we don't usually make time for. We did little check-ins with her throughout the day and, of course, brought some gifts back to her, showed her pictures, so she knows we didn't forget about her when we were gone and just reminded her of that secure attachment that we do have. If we're going to go away, we'll always come back and we'll always do check-ins with her. So I think that time is really needed. And I think it really just helped grow our relationship with each other. And that in turn grows our relationship as a family as well. And then with myself, I can now move on with the rest of my year, more motivated and happy and feeling reconnected as a whole. It's just so easy to be busy and just forget about yourself and each other. So the goal isn't to have balance every single day. Some days are heavier on work and some days are heavier on family. The goal is alignment over time. You don't have to choose between ambition and family, but you do need intention and permission to let go of perfection in whatever way you see fit. I think you should always remember to do that for yourselves. So, support system and asking for help. One of the hardest lessons, as I've told you, I've learned is this: you don't get bonus points for doing everything alone. It's, I think, much easier to feel like you can do everything alone and think I can handle everything and not know how to delegate. But you don't get bonus points for doing everything alone, and you will burn and crash out. So support looks different for everybody. It could be a partner, childcare, a team, system, community. And it could be all of that too, if that is what you have access to. Strong women and men don't do it all. They build support. And asking for help isn't weakness, it's leadership. So closings and takeaways. If I could leave you with a few things today, it would be this: you're allowed to redefine success as your life changes. Boundaries make your business sustainable. A long, healthy career is the real win. Your health is your wealth, and your inner peace is your strength. Real estate is a long game. The goal isn't to survive this year, it's just to love your life and your career years from now. Also, as some of you may know, last year, 2025, was the year of the snake. It actually still is currently until February 17th. It was a year of shedding, getting rid of old patterns and new ways. It was the ending of a 7-year cycle. And now we are in 2026. We are heading towards the horse, which was that a bit of, what is it, a fire horse? I'm sorry, I think it's a fire horse. It was a wood snake. It's a fire horse. The fire horse, which is very a lot of momentum. It's also 2026, which is a year 10, infinity, infinite. It's a year of abundance, of new beginnings. Uh, very, very fast moving year. So right now is the time, January, February, before February 17th, to really focus, build these systems, focus on yourself, know what you need to obtain what you need to gain and what you need to focus on so you can have that really momentous year and not burn out. Because when things move fast, that can be your time to really burn out. So now is your time to really understand what you need to do so that doesn't happen. So thank you for being here and allowing me to share this so honestly. And I hope you leave feeling permission and not pressure. So now I'm opening up for any questions.
Thanks, Megan. This is so awesome, and I feel like I
Joanna,
had
I see
to
you.
hear like
Here.
so much of that, to be honest, because
Do you have any instances that you guys want to talk about?
not necessarily, but
Similarities?
I just feel that like in terms of the
Oh,
consistency
sorry.
and stuff.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I had it on mute. Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
no worries. I was just saying like there was so much that feel like I had to hear in the presentation, and
And that
um
makes
in t- in terms of like that consistency, it's important to definitely set those boundaries and not burn out. And
yeah.
it's I feel like young agents or newer agents, they don't necessarily know that is a thing yet.
Yeah. It is hard to know that. Like you feel like you have to overprove yourself. It's so weird because it's funny. I have that. Like I'm such a people pleaser. I'm a yes person through and through. And I'm like, yes, how can I help you? How can I help you? And I just always feel the need to prove myself to like have that. I feel like as realtors, we need so much validation in everything and everyone to feel like to get that 5-star review and to make them a client that continues to work with us and will refer out, like we need that validation from them to know that we're the best, we're number one. But we don't need that, like we need to be able to have those boundaries because it's once you get busy and you get more and more, it's like, oh my God, like I need I need to take steps back because I am going to like hurt myself in the way that I was moving. So it's really easy to get caught up in it. So I had a closing the other day and my clients are so sweet. They're really nice. They like sold their house first and then they bought a house and they just moved into it and there was like some problems with the lights and I was like, they're like, oh, like, do you know what's going on with this? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, let me check with the seller, see what's going on. And then I was like, well, we can probably fix it this way. I was gonna get you a closing gift anyways. I'll just get you a gift card. And he was like, Megan, you're a really great agent. You don't have to continue to prove yourself to us. We know that. And it just made me kind of laugh. Like, yeah, okay, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there especially, you want to be grateful for their business too, right? Because if it's not for these people, then we wouldn't be getting paid either. But
Yeah.
in a sense, like you obviously as the agent, you earn your business too. So it's like you work for that, right?
Yeah.
But for me as a new agent, I'm constantly taking like these leads that I feel like a lot of other agents wouldn't take.
Right.
And I just put like a ton of, I put the same energy into it as I would any other client and go the extra mile. Um, but then, once your business becomes a little more consistent, then you can start to find your niche and
Yeah.
uh, you know, I guess I don't know, I'm not the person to turn down business, but there's some drives that you might not want to make all the time, like 2-hour drives or whatever. So
Oh, for sure. No, I get that. And because you said, are you like a newer agent this year? How many years?
No, like I'm going to my fourth year
Okay.
now.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And
Probably seeing a bit more consistency now.
yeah, exactly. And like I was a solo agent for the majority of that.
Hmm.
And I joined Metro City in the last quarter of 2025. And so like I don't know, I just now my business is super consistent. It used to be always like up and down and you
Hmm.
know, so I'm yeah, I don't know. It's just it's important to hear like what you have to say in this presentation because like in terms of the longevity and stuff, like you got to protect your health and energy too, right? And not burn
Yeah.
out. So
Yeah, exactly. And I think now, because similarly, this is my fifth year, and I definitely would always say yes to everybody. And there was times where I would just like take the lead, take the lead, take the lead, take the lead. I actually did the opposite. I was on a team, and then I went solo, and then started a team. So I did it
hmm
kind of the other way around, and I was just like being like thrown leads, which I did need, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I'm really grateful for all the people that I've met along the way. But like you'll get burned. People will burn
hmm
you. And I guess that's just kind of part of the learning process. I mean, I think the first few years it's kind of a given. You do really have to put in that extra effort and hustle and drive.
hmm
And that should continue. But now when you're starting to see some consistency, though, that's the time to start making some of those changes. I think
hmm
having some healthy boundaries overall from the start is good because like even my husband will tell me, he's like, just stop answering people right away. Like once you continue to do that and you have that impression from the beginning, they just think, oh, like they're just gonna always answer me, like whatever time. And then I started getting like really irritated about it because I'm like, oh, like just does anybody like ever give me like a second, you know? So I think just creating like you don't have to respond right away. Obviously, if it's something urgent, like you just need to like learn how to prioritize a bit more. So recognize the urgency of that and know, okay, I can respond, in like 30 minutes if I'm in the middle of doing something, but don't just always respond right away and feel that like urgency inside of you, like stressed out, like, oh, I need to do it right away, or like they're gonna hate me or what, because that type of stress in your body will just build and build and build and you'll just feel that all the time. And that's kind of how I was feeling and allowing myself to feel that way. And now I'm trying to just be more, it's more about the intention behind it, right? Like, okay, like I know that they're gonna be okay. I know that I can respond in 20 minutes and it's not super urgent and I can get back to them. I'll just send them a text and be like, hey, I'm just busy with something right now. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that kind of creates that they know, okay, Liam's gonna get back to me. It's not super urgent and he's busy with something else. Sometimes you don't even have to like you don't even always have to explain with what you're doing. You don't have to say, I'm I'm busy with friends or whatever. I'm just busy. You don't have to over explain. If that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I've had coaches in the past be like, just tell them like, oh, you're already booked with another client at that time because if you say it's something in your personal life, they might just be like offended by it for some reason or whatever.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like, I think you're right. Like, you don't actually have to give any specific reason. Like,
Just I'm busy. That's it. They don't
hmm
need to know what you're doing. It's not they don't need to know. They don't need to be a part of it. They're not telling you what they're doing all the time. So you don't need to feel like you need to give them more. Like leave some things for yourself too,
hmm
you know?
yeah. Thank you so much, though. This is like, this is very valuable. I thought it was a really nice presentation, and everything you shared was very, relatable to anyone. So uh, definitely lots of value. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Well, good luck with 2026. Do you have any goals for 2026 or like words?
Um, yeah, I mean, I really honestly resonated with like the way you closed it too, with like the year of the snake and the like 2026 and everything is like
Yeah.
I'm not like too huge into that stuff. My wife definitely is.
Okay.
So but when you said it, I was like looking back on last year and I'm like, wow, there's I think I made the right changes for my business where, I can actually, see
Hmm.
like a long term for this year. So my goal is going to be 50 deals for this year.
Okay.
Um, and like last year, I ended up doing less deals last year than I did in my second year. So
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, I have to really like make up for last year and just try to make this consistency a new norm for my career kind of thing, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. Did you feel like there was a specific reason that your last year was less deals than the year before? Like, were you working on other things? Because sometimes you can be doing less deals, but you're implementing like better systems or more skills or something like that, or obviously like personal things too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things like I got married in January and
Okay.
so took a, a lot of time off to like do that in
Yeah.
honeymoon and everything.
Yeah.
um, and then I had joined like last in 2024 November. I had
Hmm.
joined a team
Hmm.
um, that I don't know I just kind of joined because they were offering me like a position or whatever there as an agent and um, I didn't really like put a lot of effort into looking for the right fit, if that makes sense. Like I never gave myself the chance to go interview a bunch of teams. And it just I do take accountability for it myself, but I ended up losing like a lot of motivation there. Um,
Hmm.
and it just coaching wise wasn't a good fit for me because we didn't like agree on a lot of things. So
Gotcha.
I mean, yeah, there was that. And then I was still working, but I took like a good 2 months to do my first like investment project with my property in Castleman. So that went really well. So there's other aspects of life that went well, but in terms of like my sales volume was lower than what I wanted. Um, but I don't know. It's just Metro City is a great fit. Like the mentorship there is what I need, and
Hmm.
um, when I tell Steve my goals, like he doesn't tell me to like reevaluate it and aim lower. He just tells me like this is what you need to do to achieve that, and if you do this, then you can do it, right? And so it's exciting new leaf in chapter to kind of hone in on.
Amazing. I love that. That's really good. Well, I think that those were all really important things that were happening. I mean, sometimes things have to give in order for you to grow, right? And like those were all learning lessons. Like you joining another team, you wouldn't have come to this new team and like appreciated it in this way had you not been on the other team. You got married, that's a huge thing.
Hmm.
And then you like are developing this new investment project, as you said. So those are all things that are going to grow you in your personal life and then in your career as well. And I'm sure it'll all be implemented in the skills and personal new chapters that you made. Will also like hone into this new year. So I'm sure you will be doing great with everything that you learned. So I'm excited for you. That's awesome.
Thank you, appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, it was nice chatting with you. Good luck. Hope you
Yes, thanks.
get 50 deals at the end of the year.
I know it's a big goal, but I also saw like do you know Brandon Nadeau from Kingston?
Yes, yeah. I don't like know him personally, but yeah.
Like him and I are really relatively close. Like he's the one who got me into EXP, and so l-
Okay.
this past year he did like almost 80 deals or something. And like him and his
That's
girlfriend did like just under 100 deals together, kind of thing. And
wow.
I'm like, because we're like kind of started around the same time and we're
Hmm.
around the same age, and I'm like that's really inspiring to see like it's doable, and so I'm like whatever, I'm just gonna shoot for the stars and
Yeah.
hopefully land on the moon. If that makes sense.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's better to shoot high than shoot low, right? So,
Yeah, Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like why shoot low? Like you're not going to be inspired by that. So shoot the highest you can and just keep with that momentum because even if it doesn't happen like then, it will continue to happen if you have your eyes set on that goal. Your brain and your mindset will shift in that way and make those changes and alterations that it needs to continue in that momentum. If that's what your goal is, you will somehow figure it out and get there.
Hmm.
Sometimes it takes patience and the skill set that you need to learn along the way too in order to achieve that goal, right? So don't, even if it doesn't happen, don't be disappointed. It will. When it's meant to, it will. I believe in that. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
I just want to leave you with 3 words. I like doing this at the beginning of year.
Hmm.
Of having 3 words that you have for your year. So they can be like goals, like in a way to kind of achieve your goals. 3 words that are inspiring to you that you would like to achieve and are goals for the year.
I mean, consistency has been the like
A
the
big one.
number one word that I've been using this whole call for sure. Um,
Great.
and then I guess like health, right? Because you want to be like
Health
your
as well.
mental, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like your mental and physical health need to
Hmm.
be, in sales, it's important. Like you can't be down, you have to be energetic
For
and
sure.
happy. So there's that. And I guess I don't know. I think determination too, right? Because thing is, like something that Steve showed me was the like having your definite chief aim or whatever, like your mission statement, right? So I obviously always had something like that in the back of my head, but like he's taught me to like consistently read it to yourself and like those have those kind of affirmations and whatnot. So I feel
Yeah.
that that gives me when I'm consistent in doing that, it gives me the drive that I need to get up and work. Because if you're just stagnant in this business, then
Yeah.
nothing's gonna happen. So
Exactly.
I guess it would be um, consistency, health, and determination.
Amazing. That's really good.
How about yours?
I have discipline is one. Discipline. I don't know. I'm forgetting mine.
That's a
Discipline,
good one.
discipline. Yeah. Mindfulness and oh yeah, mindfulness, discipline, and expansion.
Nice. That's definitely powerful right there.
Well, good luck to us. I hope you kill it the rest of this day and this week. And yeah, I'm excited for both of us. Thank you for joining.
Thanks. Likewise.